Hi there, Instagram family, Pastor Angel. We're going to continue with the series that we've been developing on mental health and suicide. Now, I want to give you some stats today on things that are taking place in our state right here in South Florida. Unfortunately, the state of South Florida provides very little care for people that are dealing with mental health, they are dealing with depression. And I think that because of that, to a certain extent, we have so many things that are taking place here that are completely out of hand. For example, suicide is a public health issue that affects people of all ages, races, and ethnicities. Now, based on our analysis of 2016 National Vital Statistics System data, the age adjusted national suicide rate was 13.9 per 1,000 population in 2016. Nationally, the suicide rate has increased by 25.4% from 1999 to 2016, with nearly every state in the US. Now, as you hear these stats, if you do not think that this is an unbelievable jump and increase in numbers and in stats and the amount of people that are attempting suicide and are taking their lives, then I really don't know what I can say. We are dealing with an epidemic that is robbing us of so many of our members of our family, our friends, our young people. It's no longer people between the ages of 40, 50, or 60 that are taking their lives. Now you're dealing with people as young as 11 and 12 years of age, 12 years of age that are contemplating suicide. Experiencing increases, my friend, have been taking place in the US. And this should be something that should call us to think what we're going to do. 44,965 deaths by suicide in 2016, making it the 10th leading cause of death in the United States. Now, it is alarming that firearms were involved in nearly half of all suicides in 2016, and there were more than twice that many deaths by suicide than by homicide. In 2016, 1.3 million adults had attempted suicide within the past year. Suicide, my friend, is not just something we hear about in the headlines. It is something that affects us, each and every one of us, on a very personal level. I can tell you that because I have had friends in my life when I was younger that did take their lives. I regret that I wasn't as informed as I am today. I regret that I didn't spend more time with them. I regret that I didn't understand or know the flags that they were basically throwing up and asking and pleading for help. And this is why I'm sharing this with you so that you would be armed in order to come alongside a person that is dealing with heavy depression and they are contemplating taking their lives. Almost one in five people have been personally impacted by a suicide. You never know when someone you care about may become at risk. You may see a person that they drive a nice car every couple of years. They have a beautiful family, beautiful kids, beautiful wife, beautiful job, beautiful house, but you don't know what's taking place in that person's mind. It is therefore invaluable to gain a better understanding of what goes on in the mind of someone who is suicidal so that we can help them win their battle against the distorted perceptions that are leading them towards this ultimate act of self destruction. My dear friend, when a person is in a suicidal state, They are not acting in their own best interest. They are turned against themselves. They are operating in what I would call a trance like condition, in which they are listening to the destructive of a cruel internalized enemy within them. Now, we all possess an anti self, a self destructive side that tells us we are worthless, undeserving, or even that we shouldn't exist. We form this anti self out of negative early life experiences, painful or traumatic experiences, and destructive attitudes that we all go through in our lives, and we begin to internalize them. This anti self can drive us to be self critical, self hating, or at worst, self destructive. However, each of us also possesses a real self, a self part of us that is goal directed, life affirming, and that wants us to thrive in our lives. The battle between ourself and our anti self is one we must all face when it comes to living our lives to the fullest and being who we have the potential to be. Now, for a suicidal person, this battle can mean the difference between life or death. If we can identify in the life of a person that self, which is actually feeding them these ideas, in which it is telling them constantly, you are worthless, you are no good, you are never going to amount to anything, and you would do everybody a great favor if you would take your life. If we could identify these voices and we could see these people when they are going through things of this nature, I believe that God can use you and God can use me in order to intervene and bring a positive word into the life of a person that is suicidal. That is why we need to be armed. That is why we need to understand these statistics that are all around us and be able to come to the help of a person that's pleading and that's asking in silence that they need your help in my help. So until then, my dear brothers and sisters, Pastor Angel saying, God bless and take care. Share this video with your friends and members of your family. And when we come again, I am going to share with you some signs that people that are suicidal will put out there, hoping that someone can see what they are going through. So God bless, my friend, and take care.